I wasn't invited to my brother's wedding. I found out at the entrance, after flying across the country, after taking 3 days off work, after buying an expensive gift. I walked up to the venue doors. My parents stood there greeting guests. My mother saw me. Her face went cold. "What are you doing here?" "I'm here for Nathan's wedding." My father blocked the doorway. "You weren't invited. You weren't called." "My name is Juliet Morse. I'm 33 years old, and my own parents just barred me from my brother's wedding. I'm his sister." "We decided you shouldn't come," my mother said. "Does Nathan know about this?" "He agrees with us." The words hit like a punch. "Why?" My father's voice dropped. "You know why. Your lifestyle embarrasses this family." There it was. I was gay, out for 5 years. They'd never forgiven me. "I want to hear it from Nathan." "He's busy. Leave before you cause a scene." Guests were staring, whispering. I looked at my parents one last time. Then I turned around, walked away, drove back to my hotel, blocked, humiliated, erased. 3 days later, I got a call. "Ms. Morse, this is Andrea from Lux Events." "Yes?" "I organized your brother's wedding. There's an outstanding balance of $2.5 million. I froze. "What?" "Final payment is due. Your name is listed as the financial guarantor." "I never signed anything." "I'm looking at the contract right now. Your signature is here." "That's impossible." She emailed it. I opened the file. There was my name, my signature, on a contract I'd never seen. They'd forged it, used my identity, stuck me with their bill, after banning me from the wedding. Andrea's voice came back. "Payment is due Friday, or we pursue legal action." I smiled, for the first time in 3 days. "Go ahead and sue." "Excuse me?" "Sue the person who actually signed this contract. That's you." "No, that's a forgery, and I can prove it." Silence on the other end. "I'll be in touch with my lawyer. Have a good day, Andrea." I hung up. Then I made another call to someone my family had forgotten about, someone who was about to make their lives very complicated. I called my lawyer. Her name was Patricia Voss. We'd worked together when I bought my house. "Juliet, it's been a while. I need your help. Someone forged my signature on a $2.5 million contract." "Who?" "My family." I explained everything: the wedding, the rejection, the contract. She was quiet for a moment. "Send me everything you have." I forwarded the email from Andrea. "Got it. I'm looking now." I heard typing. "This signature, it's close, but not perfect." "Can you prove it's forged?" "Easily. We'll get a handwriting expert. Pull your bank records, showing you didn't make any deposits. Get testimony about where you were when this was supposedly signed. What happens to them? If they forged your signature, that's fraud, criminal charges. Plus you can sue for damages." "I want both." "Are you sure?" "This is your family. They made their choice when they banned me from the wedding." "Okay, I'll draft a response to the event company, and I'll file a police report for fraud." "Thank you. One more thing. Do you have access to your credit report?" "Why?" "If they forged one signature, they might have forged others." My stomach dropped. I pulled up my credit report, scanned through it, then I saw it. A credit card I didn't open, maxed out at $50,000, opened 6 months ago. "Patricia, there's a fraudulent credit card." "In your name?" "Yes." "Freeze your credit immediately. I'll add identity theft to the report." I hung up, froze my credit. Then I called the credit card company. "I need to report fraud." They transferred me 3 times. Finally got someone helpful. "This card was opened at a branch in Newark." "I've never been to Newark." "Do you know anyone there?" "My parents live there." Silence. "I see. We'll start an investigation." They closed the card, reversed the charges, but the damage was done. My family had been stealing from me for months. My phone rang. My mother. I answered. "Juliet, what did you do?" "What did I do?" "The event company called. They said you're refusing to pay and threatening legal action." I didn't sign that contract. Yes, you did. We all saw you. When? She hesitated. 2 months ago. At dinner. I wasn't at dinner 2 months ago. I haven't seen you in 8 months. You're lying. No. You're lying. You forged my signature. That's ridiculous. I have proof, and I filed a police report. She gasped. You called the police on your own family? You committed fraud against your own daughter. We needed help with the wedding. So you put me on the hook for $2.5 million. We thought you'd want to help. After you banned me from attending? Silence. That was different. How? Nathan didn't want you there. You make people uncomfortable. Because I'm gay. Because you flaunt it. I hung up. An hour later, Nathan called. I almost didn't answer, but I wanted to hear his excuse. Juliet, you need to fix this. Fix what? Mom said you're refusing to pay for my wedding. I didn't agree to pay for your wedding. Your name is on the contract. A contract I never signed. That's not what Mom said. Mom lied. She forged my signature. Why would she do that? Because you needed money and decided I should pay. He was quiet. Even if that's true, it's just family helping family. Family? You banned me from your wedding. That was Mom and Dad's decision. You texted me. You thanked me for respecting your wishes. I didn't want drama. So you let them turn me away. Jules, you have to understand. Don't call me that. You lost that right. This is ridiculous. Just pay the bill. No. You're really going to ruin my wedding over this? I'm not ruining anything. You did that when you forged my signature. I didn't forge anything. But you knew about it. Silence. He knew. Dad said you'd agree to help once you calmed down. Dad was wrong. Jules, Juliet, please. Sarah's parents are furious. The venue is threatening to sue. Let them sue. They'll lose. You're being selfish. I laughed. Actually, laughed. I'm selfish? You stole my identity. We borrowed your credit. Without permission. That's theft. We're family. You keep saying that, but family doesn't forge signatures. Family doesn't ban people from weddings because of who they love. That's different. No, it's not. I hung up. My phone exploded. Texts from relatives I hadn't heard from in years. How could you do this to Nathan? Family comes first. You're tearing this family apart. I blocked every number. Then my lawyer called. The handwriting expert confirmed it. The signature is forged. Good. There's more. I pulled court records. Your parents filed for bankruptcy 3 years ago. What? They're drowning in debt. The wedding was probably their last attempt to look successful. So they used me. Yes. And the credit card you found? There are 2 more. My head spun. 2 more? Both maxed out. Total of $120,000. How is that possible? They had your social security number, your birth certificate, enough to open accounts. Can I press charges? Absolutely. This is serious fraud. Do it. Juliet, once we do this, there's no going back. Good. She filed the charges that afternoon. By evening, 2 detectives showed up at my parents' house. I know because my father called, screaming. The police are here. They're arresting us. You committed fraud. You're sending your own parents to jail? You stole over $100,000 from me. We were going to pay you back. When? How? No answer, just heavy breathing. You've destroyed this family, he said. No, you did. My parents were released on bail. $5,000 each. Nathan paid it. Then he called me. Are you happy now? No, but I'm done being used. They're your parents. And they're criminals. Over money? Over fraud. Identity theft. Years of lying. He sighed. What do you want? An apology? I want them to face consequences. They're facing consequences. They're humiliated. They should be in jail. You're heartless. I'm honest. He hung up. The wedding venue called 2 days later. Andrea, the event planner. Ms. Morse, I owe you an apology. For what? We investigated the signature. You were right. It was forged. I know. We're pursuing the debt against your parents and brother now. Good. They're claiming they can't pay. That's their problem. The wedding cost $2.5 million. They paid $200,000 as deposit. The rest is due. Sue them. We are. I just wanted you to know we understand you're a victim here too. Thank you. She paused. For what it's worth, I'm sorry about what happened. No one should be treated that way by family. I appreciate that. After we hung up, I felt lighter, validated. Someone finally believed me. That weekend, my phone rang. My Aunt Carol, my mother's sister. Juliet, we need to talk. About what? About dropping the charges. No. Hear me out. Fine. 2 minutes. Your parents made mistakes, but jail won't fix anything. Neither will letting them get away with it. They're embarrassed. Broken. Isn't that enough? They stole over $100,000 from me. They're family. So am I, and they banned me from Nathan's wedding because I'm gay. She was quiet. I didn't know that. Now you do. That's wrong. Yes, it is. But Juliet, sending them to jail is what happens when you commit fraud. They'll lose everything. They already lost me. Carol sighed. You're not going to change your mind. No. Then I need to tell you something. What? Your grandmother left you money. In her will, $50,000. I froze. What? Your parents were supposed to give it to you 5 years ago, when she died. My hands started shaking. They never told me. I know. They used it for Nathan's college. I couldn't breathe. They stole my inheritance? They said they'd pay you back. They've been saying that about everything. I'm sorry, I should have said something sooner. Why didn't you? Because they're my sister. I wanted to believe them. Well, now you know the truth. I hung up. Added inheritance theft to the charges. My lawyer was stunned. This keeps getting worse. Can we prove it? If your aunt testifies, yes. She will. The preliminary hearing was set for 3 weeks later. My parents hired a lawyer. A cheap one. Couldn't afford better. They showed up looking defeated. The courtroom was small. Just the judge, lawyers, and families. My parents sat on one side, Nathan next to them. I sat on the other. Alone. The judge reviewed the charges. Identity theft, fraud, forgery, and misappropriation of inheritance funds. My parents' lawyer stood. Your Honor, my clients admit to making poor financial decisions, but this is a family matter, not a criminal one. The prosecutor stood. Your Honor, the defendant stole over $170,000 from the victim. That's not a family matter. That's felony fraud. The judge looked at my parents. Do you dispute the charges? My father stood. We made mistakes, but we never meant to hurt Juliet. Did you forge her signature? He hesitated. Yes, but did you open credit cards in her name? Yes. Did you withhold her inheritance? My mother spoke up. We were going to give it to her. When? When we could afford it. So you spent money that wasn't yours? Silence. The judge looked at me. Miss Morse, do you wish to make a statement? I stood. Yes, Your Honor. I walked to the podium, looked at my parents. You didn't just steal my money. You stole my trust. My sense of family, my belief that I mattered to you. My mother started crying. You banned me from my brother's wedding because I'm gay. Then you used my name to pay for it anyway. Nathan looked down. You've been stealing from me for years, and when I found out, you called me selfish. My father wiped his eyes. I'm not asking for jail time because I'm cruel. I'm asking for it because you need to understand actions have consequences. I sat down. The judge made notes. I'm ordering a full restitution hearing. If the defendants cannot pay, we'll discuss sentencing. My parents' lawyer tried to object. The judge shut him down. Court adjourned. Outside, Nathan caught up with me. Satisfied? No, but I'm heard. They're our parents. They're criminals who happen to be my parents. When did you become so cold? When they chose money over me. Sarah, his wife, appeared. She looked uncomfortable. Juliet, I'm sorry. I didn't know they did this. It's not your fault. Nathan said you weren't invited because you were busy. I looked at Nathan. He lied. Sarah turned to him. You lied? It's complicated. You told me she couldn't make it. You said she sent her regrets. I didn't want drama. So you lied to me and humiliated your sister? He had no answer. Sarah looked at me. I'm so sorry. If I'd known, it's okay. It's not okay. She turned to Nathan. We need to talk. Now. They walked away arguing. I felt someone behind me, my Aunt Carol. That took courage. It took anger. You did the right thing. Did I? Yes. Your parents needed to face this. They hate me now. They're ashamed. There's a difference. I wanted to believe her. The restitution hearing was set for 2 months later. In that time, my parents tried everything. They sent relatives to plead with me, sent letters apologizing, sent flowers. I ignored all of it. Nathan called once. Sarah left me. I'm sorry. No, you're not. You're right. I'm not. She said I'm just like them, that I enabled their abuse. She's right. I never abused you. You stood by while they did. That's the same thing. He hung up. The hearing came. My parents brought financial records, proof they were broke. Their lawyer argued for leniency. Your Honor, my clients cannot afford restitution. They've lost everything. The prosecutor countered. They lost everything because they stole it and spent it. That's not an excuse. The judge reviewed the documents. The defendants owe Ms. Morse $170,000, plus court costs and attorney fees. My parents' lawyer stood. They don't have it, Your Honor. Then they'll work out a payment plan or face jail time. My father spoke up. We'll pay, somehow. The judge set a payment schedule, $2,000 a month. It would take 7 years, but it was something. After the hearing, my mother approached me. Are you happy now? No. You've destroyed us. You destroyed yourselves. We're your parents. You were my parents. Now you're just people I used to know. Her face crumpled. How can you be so cruel? You taught me. I walked away. 6 months passed. They made the first 3 payments, then stopped. My lawyer called. They've defaulted. What does that mean? The judge will likely order jail time. How long? 6 months to a year. I thought about it. Really thought about it. Let me talk to them first. I drove to their house, the same house I grew up in. Looking smaller now. Shabbier. My mother answered the door. Juliet. Can I come in? She stepped aside. My father was in the living room. He looked older. Grayer. We don't have the money, he said immediately. I know. So, you're here to gloat? I'm here to offer a deal. They both stared. What kind of deal? My mother asked. You write a letter, a real apology, admitting everything you did, how you treated me, the fraud, the wedding, all of it. And then what? And then I'll drop the criminal charges. My father stood. You'd do that? On one condition. What? You go to therapy, both of you, family therapy, and actually change. My mother's eyes filled with tears. You'd give us another chance? Not a chance to be my parents again, but a chance to not go to jail. My father nodded slowly. We'll do it. I need the letter by Friday. They agreed. Friday came. The letter arrived by email. It was thorough, painful, honest. They admitted everything, the forgery, the theft, the homophobia, the way they'd erased me. I forwarded it to my lawyer. Drop the criminal charges. Are you sure? Yes, but keep the civil case active. Understood. The charges were dropped. My parents started therapy, sent updates every month. I didn't respond, just read them. 1 year later, things were different. My parents were still in therapy, making payments when they could, still owed me over $100,000. But they were trying. Nathan reached out. Can we talk? We met at a coffee shop. He looked different, tired, humbled. Sarah and I are getting divorced. I'm sorry. Don't be. She was right. I was like them. I'm in therapy too, dealing with my part in all this. That's good. I need to apologize, for real. I waited. I knew what they were doing. The fraud, the forged signatures. I helped them plan it. My chest tightened. You helped? I gave them your information, your social security number, from old documents. Why? Because I wanted the perfect wedding. And I didn't want to pay for it. So you used me? Yes. At least he was honest. And banning me from the wedding? That was me too. I told them you'd make people uncomfortable. Because I'm gay. Yes. We sat in silence. I'm sorry, Juliet. I was a coward and a bigot. Yes, you were. Is there any way to fix this? I don't know. Can I try? You can try, but I'm not promising anything. He nodded. Over the next 6 months, Nathan sent updates. Therapy progress, apologies, attempts to understand. I responded occasionally, short messages, keeping distance. Then my Aunt Carol called. Your mother is sick. How sick? Cancer, stage 3. My stomach dropped. How long has she known? 2 months. She didn't want to tell you. Why not? Because she thought you wouldn't care. I don't know if I do. I understand, but I thought you should know. I hung up, sat with the information. My mother was dying. The woman who'd stolen from me, who'd rejected me, who'd forged my name, but also the woman who'd raised me, who'd taught me to read, who'd stayed up with me when I was sick. I called my therapist. We talked for an hour. She asked what I wanted. I don't know. Do you want to see her? Part of me does. Part of me doesn't. Both can be true. I decided to visit. Drove to the hospital. Found her room. She was asleep. Small in the hospital bed. Tubes and monitors everywhere. My father was there. He looked up. Juliet, how is she? Not good. The chemo isn't working. I sat down. We didn't talk, just sat together. My mother woke an hour later, saw me. You came. I did. Why? I don't know. She reached for my hand. I hesitated, then took it. I'm sorry, she whispered. I know. I read your letter. I mean it. I was wrong about everything. Okay. I love you. I always did. You had a terrible way of showing it. She smiled weakly. Yes, I did. We sat like that for a while, then she fell back asleep. My mother died 3 weeks later. I was there when it happened, holding her hand. My father on the other side. Nathan at the foot of the bed. She went peacefully. No pain at the end. The funeral was small. 20 people, family, and a few friends. I gave the eulogy, talked about the good parts, the parts before everything fell apart. People cried. After, my father pulled me aside. Thank you for coming back. I didn't do it for you. I know, but thank you anyway. We buried her next to my grandmother, the one whose money they'd stolen. There was irony in that. Weeks passed. My father kept going to therapy, kept making payments, small amounts, but consistent. Nathan did too. We met for coffee sometimes, building something new. Not what we had before, but something honest. One afternoon, he said something that surprised me. I'm glad you pressed charges. Really? It forced me to look at who I was, who we all were. And? We were terrible to you. For years. Yes. I'm working on being better. I can see that. 6 months after the funeral, my father called. I finished paying off the credit cards. All of them? Yes. I took a second job. It's done. That's good. I know I still owe you for the inheritance and the emotional damage. The money is secondary. What's primary? That you actually changed. I'm trying. I know. Silence. Can I ask you something? He said. Sure. Do you think you'll ever forgive us? I thought about it. Really thought. I don't know. Maybe. Someday. That's fair. But forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. I understand. We hung up. I looked around my apartment. The life I'd built. Away from them. Strong. Independent. Mine. The wedding that banned me changed everything. Not because it broke me, but because it freed me. I'd spent years trying to earn their love, their acceptance, their approval. And when they rejected me, I finally stopped trying. Started living for myself. The fraud, the theft, the charges. All of it forced the truth into the open, made them face what they'd done. and gave me the power to choose. I chose boundaries. I chose honesty. I chose myself. My family was different now. Smaller, quieter, careful. We weren't close. Maybe we never would be. But we were real. No more pretending. No more lies. Just the hard truth of who we were and who we were trying to become. I'd learned something important. You can't force people to see your worth. You can't make them love you the right way, but you can refuse to accept less than you deserve. I wasn't invited to my brother's wedding, but I found my way to something better: self-respect, boundaries, freedom, and a family that finally understood I mattered. With or without their approval. That was enough.